Hi families, welcome to another English for Fun video. It's been 7 days since lockdown and you're wondering, what can I do in my house if I don't have any paint and I want to be artistic and do some exploration with my kids? Or if you're a kid and you want to get some paint, what can you do? You can make paint in your own house by using coffee. This is just plain regular ground coffee and we're going to use it to make some wonderful paint. So we're going to make the coffee using a traditional coffee maker. If you don't have one, you can ask your parent for some help. How can you make your coffee? And this has 3 parts: the top part, the middle part where the coffee goes, and this is where the water goes. So we're going to fill this up with only a little bit of water because we want this coffee to be very thick. Then we're going to put this on top and we're going to fill it up with coffee and we're gonna pack it because again we want this coffee to be thick so we can paint with it. We want it really packed right there. And then this part screws on and is ready for heating. So this process takes about 5 minutes and I'm going to show you in a little bit how the water is going to start boiling and coming out this part. I'll show you in a little bit. Look, you can see here that there's some coffee coming out there in the middle. Can you see? Once it stops, the coffee is ready. Now the coffee is ready and we're just going to pour it out into any container that you have. There it is, and it's just perfect for me. If you find that your coffee is too liquid, you can leave it out in the sun and it will evaporate some of that water so that it becomes thicker and easier to use. Okay, now this is the fun part. Now we're gonna use the coffee to paint. And I'm gonna show you a really cool trick. You can use masking tape and you can put it all around the paper. And that way you're gonna always get very neat edges and you're gonna have a very professional looking artwork. So now that this is ready, before using a table, make sure that the surface you're working on is stain proof or you can clean it afterwards. I'm going to be really careful, so I'm going to paint here, but you make sure that you work on a surface that you can clean. So now you just have to get painting. And also, to get different shades of brown, you can use the paint just like it is. The coffee, you can use it just like that. Or if you want to make it lighter, you can add a little bit of water on a different container. I have a plate because it's very comfortable. You can add some water and that way you're going to get a much lighter tone. See? And the more water you use, the lighter it is. So here you can see that I'm using the coffee a little bit diluted, and that's because this coffee paint behaves a little bit like a watercolor. That means that the color is transparent, and when you build it up in layers, you can see the buildup of the pigment, and it looks like a darker, more saturated brown. And in this case, I'm making a landscape picture, but please feel free to be creative and do whatever you want and experiment and try different things, because this is what this technique is about. It's about having fun and experimenting. And if you feel like you mess up, that's completely fine. You can try as many times as you want and really have fun with it. Okay, so now the drawing is finally ready after a lot of drying. And I'm going to put in the finishing touches. Come close so you can see. I'm going to put a little bit of white right here because I want the effect of the light of the moon. And here. A little bit of white, a little bit of white on this side. Just to give it a little effect. And this is just a white crayon, normal color. Okay, and now the last part is removing this. Look how neatly it looks now with the white frame. Make sure to take it off in this direction. If you do it like this, you might rip off some paper and take some of your drawing with you. Like that. And now the rest of it. It's stuck. Okay, here it is. And the last one. Ta-da! You can do something like this in your house, but please do whatever you want. You don't have to imitate me. You can be as creative as you want to be. Okay, so that's the end of the video. Thank you for sticking around and for watching everything. And I hope that you do this project in your house. I mean, not this one, just anything that you can come up with. And if you do, share it on social media, and you can use hashtag homeschool for fun so that the whole community can see what you're working on. And if you don't have a social media, you can send it to us, and we will make sure that everybody gets a chance to see it. So thank you for sticking around. Bye.